Hey guys, Chris here from fulllifefreedom.com. Hope you're all doing well, and today I just wanted to make this video to give you 3 tips and pieces of advice that can help you with your mindset through Kindle Publishing, and that I would advise anyone to take on board and use. So yeah, to get straight into it and right off the bat, the first mindset tip I would advise anyone is start getting into the notion of that progress equals happiness. Now, this comes from Tony Robbins that a lot of people will be familiar with, and progress equals happiness can be applied to all different areas of life, whether it be relationships, whether it be health goals and financial goals, business goals, whatever it may be. But to be more specific and to help you guys out, what I mean by this with Kindle Publishing is that every time you log into your KDP account, you upload a book and you click the publish button and then it goes live, then you need to take on board that you should feel a sense of enjoyment and fulfillment for that particular moment in time. Because the bigger picture is, for you, it might be, some side money to pay your bills that you want to earn from Kindle. It may be making enough money to quit your 9-to-5 job, or even it could be to try and build a 6-figure sustainable online business, and you'll enjoy the fruits of your labor. So you need to, every time you publish a book and you click the publish button and it goes live, you need to understand that you should be happy about that, every single one. Whether you're 2 books down the line, whether you're 5, 10, 15, 100 books, it doesn't matter. Every time you hit publishing, have a new book go live, you've got to remember that's another opportunity for you to make money. So you're also building up a portfolio of assets. You're building up products. You're having it to some extent. It's a product line. You're building a portfolio of products that can always make you money on Amazon. Because once they're out there, they're out there. And as long as you don't, unpublish them and take them off, then there's always a chance for them to make money for you, as long as you've proactively taken the right actions and steps to do so. So yeah, that's mindset tip number 1. Mindset tip number 2 would be, and it sounds a bit, but it would sound a bit cliche this, but serve your customers first. Come from a place of selflessness. And what I mean by this is, when you're writing a book, or whether you're having a book outsourced, make sure there is value within the content. Because if you deliver value and fulfilling the customer's needs and what their expectations are, you'll always have them as a customer. And whether that be with fiction and you're trying to give them some enjoyment, some pleasure, some form of escapism, that they're expecting from the book, whether it be non-fiction and they want the information and it should be useful, it should be tangible, it should be something they can apply to their lives and get results from it. As long as you always deliver on the book's quality, in the sense of making sure the customer's needs are met first, as opposed to you having your money needs met, that will always serve you well throughout the later stages. Because this is the thing, what people maybe in the early stages or getting into Kindle publishing won't understand is, if you serve a customer and fulfill their needs on a book that's only $2.99 and they got so much value out of it, they'll remain a customer. They will stay loyal to that pen name or author, whoever that book's attached to. So always come from a mindset of trying to give first, and then obviously ask would be the payment for the book itself. So yeah, it sounds a bit cliche, but another side thing as well, another note is, some people don't understand, and it applies to most sales markets in general, is that apparently it takes 7 times, or it costs 7 times more money to acquire a customer than it does to keep a customer. And the one thing that I can be certain of throughout my journey and having this successful Kindle publishing business that I've been able to sustain for quite some time now, is that loyal customer base, that following, that audience, is going to be so important, because for the later books, and it can so drastically increase your sales on the back end later stages down the line when you launch a new book, or whatever it may be that you try to get into. So that's the second thing. The third thing that I would advise people have, with their mindset and the philosophies, and it sounds a bit crazy, this, people might not get this on some extent, but is to have blind faith throughout the journey and at the start. Because what I mean by this is blind faith is, and I attribute blind faith and self-belief and confidence that it's going to work out somehow, it's going to work out what I ultimately want, I will attain. It's having the gut instincts that know the bigger picture is going to fall into place at some point. You won't know the details, which is why it's blind at this stage, or whatever stage you're at trying to achieve your goal. You won't know the ins and outs and the path that you need to be taking so far, but having blind faith consistently every single day that you try to achieve your ultimate goal with this will serve you well, and it will help you drastically even on the worst days when you're not motivated. If you have blind faith that it's going to work out, it's going to work out, it's going to work out, and you keep saying that to yourself, inevitably I've always found in other areas and Kindle publishing, it's always worked out for me. You just, two things, you don't know how it's going to work out at that moment in time, and also it won't work out specifically when you want it to. Most people want it to happen overnight, next week, 6 months from now, but I can tell you this, over time it will, but just not always when you want to. So to summarize, 3 things. Mindset tip number 1 is progress equals happiness. Always take happiness from the little incremental baby step progress that you have. Tip number 3, serve customers first, come from a place of selflessness. It will serve you well in the long term. And third mindset tip is very simply having blind faith that the ultimate picture and the bigger goal is going to work out. So yeah, guys, hope this helps. Hope gives you a bit of insight into what could help you with your Kindle publishing and the kind of mindsets that have worked for me and being successful with Kindle publishing itself. So guys, if you like what I had to say, I'd really appreciate a like, comment, and I'd really appreciate a subscribe. Anyway guys, until the next time, hope you have a great day. I'll speak to you soon.